Have you ever wondered if someone is trustworthy or not? This question is more prevalent than you might think. Trust is an essential ingredient in every relationship, whether it's a personal connection with a friend or a professional bond with a colleague. Trust is what enables us to feel safe and secure, to confide in others, and to rely on them when we need support. But not everyone we encounter is deserving of our trust. Some people may show signs that they are not as trustworthy as they seem. Recognizing these signs can help us protect ourselves from potential harm and disappointment. Whether it's a friend who's always making excuses, a partner who's always late, or a co-worker who always seems to be in the middle of some drama. There are clear signals that someone might not be as reliable as they appear. In the next few minutes, we will reveal the 10 signs that might indicate you should not trust someone. The first sign to watch out for is inconsistency between words and actions. This is a classic red flag that someone may not be trustworthy. For instance, consider a friend who often promises to meet you for coffee, but always cancels at the last minute. Or think about a colleague who assures you they'll handle a part of the project, yet you always find yourself picking up the slack. These are examples of actions not aligning with words. It's like a mismatched puzzle, the pieces just don't fit together. This inconsistency can leave you feeling uncertain and doubtful, questioning the reliability of the person involved. It's important to remember, trust is built on consistency, reliability, and predictability. When someone's actions fail to match their words, it erodes that foundation of trust. So, keep your eyes open for this sign. Remember, actions speak louder than words. Another telling sign is when someone consistently avoids eye contact. This subtle gesture can signal discomfort or even dishonesty. For instance, you're sharing a story and the other person's eyes are darting around the room, never meeting yours. Or perhaps you've asked a direct question and they're suddenly very interested in their shoes. It's as if they're trying to hide something. Remember, it's the eyes that are the window to the soul. Eye contact is often a clear indicator of honesty. A person who is always late can also be a red flag. You see, habitual tardiness can be more than just a quirk or a bad habit. It may indicate a lack of respect for other people's time and commitments. If someone can't be bothered to be punctual, it shows they don't value your time, which is a vital aspect of trust. Imagine if they can't manage something as basic as time, how can they handle your trust? Respect for time is a basic form of trust. Breaking promises is a classic sign that someone might not be trustworthy. Now, we all fall short sometimes, don't we? We make a commitment, but life gets in the way and we can't follow through. That's human. But there's a difference between the occasional slip-up and a pattern of broken promises. Imagine a friend who consistently cancels plans at the last minute, or a colleague who fails to deliver on tasks repeatedly. These aren't just inconveniences. Each broken promise chips away at the trust we place in these individuals. It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation. It's bound to collapse sooner or later. And it's not just about the big things. Small promises matter too. Consistency in keeping even the smallest of promises shows character and builds trust over time. So keep an eye out for those who frequently break their word. Remember, trust is built on the foundation of kept promises. If they gossip about others, they may not be trustworthy. Gossiping, my friends, is more than just idle chit-chat. It's a sign that someone lacks respect for the sanctity of privacy. When we share our lives with others, we entrust them with our stories, our experiences, our vulnerabilities. To have these shared in hushed whispers behind our backs is a betrayal of that trust. Now consider this. If someone is comfortable gossiping about others in front of you, what's to stop them from doing the same about you when you're not around? That's a chilling thought, isn't it? It's like being in a house of mirrors, where every whisper, every secret could potentially be reflected and distorted. Gossiping is a sign of disregard for others. It's a sign that this person might not value your trust as much as you'd hope. So remember, what they say about others, they may say about you. Lying, even about small things, is a clear sign of untrustworthiness. It's like a chink in the armor of trust, no matter how minute the lie may seem. Picture someone who consistently tells you they're 5 minutes away, only to show up half an hour later every time. It's a small lie, yes, but it's a lie nonetheless, and it chips away at your trust in them. Then there's the more serious falsehoods, like when someone tells you they've completed a task, but in reality, they haven't even started. Or when they paint a rosy picture of a situation only for you to discover it's actually quite grim. These lies are more significant and they can shatter trust in an instant. The bottom line is, if someone is comfortable lying to you, they're not someone you can rely on. Honesty is the cornerstone of trust. Self-centered behavior can be another sign of untrustworthiness. Those who are self-centered tend to prioritize their own needs and desires over those of others. They may ignore your feelings or concerns, choosing instead to focus solely on their own agenda. This can lead to untrustworthy behavior, as they might not hesitate to let you down if it benefits them. Trust is built on mutual respect and understanding, and someone who is self-centered may lack these qualities. Remember, trust requires empathy and understanding. People who don't apologize when they're wrong can be untrustworthy. Let's unpack this. A sincere apology embodies humility and acknowledges the impact of one's actions on others. When someone avoids apologizing, it can indicate a lack of accountability, a crucial element in building trust. It's like trying to build a house without a proper foundation. It just won't stand. Remember, an apology isn't just about saying, "I'm sorry." It's about accepting responsibility and making amends. Trust requires responsibility and accountability. Manipulative behavior is a clear sign of untrustworthiness. This sign is all about control and power play. Manipulative people often use tactics like guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or playing the victim to get their way. They may twist your words, make you question your own perceptions, or use emotional blackmail to make you comply with their demands. Let's take an example. Suppose you have a friend who constantly uses your empathy and kindness against you. They might say things like, "If you really cared about me, you would do this for me." They're essentially using your good nature to force your hand. This kind of behavior is a major breach of trust. It shows that the person is more interested in their own gains than in a genuine mutual relationship. They're willing to use deception and emotional coercion to achieve their goals. And that, my friends, is a red flag you shouldn't ignore. Trust can't exist where manipulation thrives. The last sign is a lack of respect for your personal boundaries. This is a significant red flag in any relationship, whether it's a friendship, a romantic partnership, or a professional connection. A person who doesn't respect your boundaries is essentially telling you that their desires, their needs, and their comfort take precedence over yours. For instance, they may constantly invade your personal space or ignore your requests for time alone. They might dismiss your feelings or make decisions that affect you without considering your input. They could also persistently pry into aspects of your life that you've chosen to keep private. These are all examples of boundary violations, and they indicate a lack of respect and trust. Remember, a trustworthy person values your comfort and happiness just as much as their own. They understand the importance of respecting your personal space, your feelings, and your decisions. Trust requires respect for personal space and boundaries. In conclusion, these are the 10 signs that someone may not be trustworthy. We've journeyed through the labyrinth of trust and deception, shedding light on the inconsistency in words and actions that some individuals exhibit. We've explored the avoidance of eye contact and the chronic lateness that can signal a lack of respect or consideration. Broken promises and incessant gossiping have been highlighted as red flags, along with dishonesty and self-centeredness. The refusal to apologize, manipulative behavior, and a disregard for personal boundaries complete this list of signs that may indicate a person is not to be trusted. These signs are not definitive proof, but they are significant indicators. It's essential to remember that trust is a two-way street. It's about understanding and accepting others, but also about setting boundaries and standing up for oneself. So, which signs will you look out for first? Remember, trust is the foundation of any relationship.